In this video, I'm going to attempt to answer the question, do these games suck or are they actually worth playing? Years ago, I traded my entire PSP collection for one of these, and have massively regretted it ever since. Traded my original PSP with every single game. I realized that I made a huge mistake. I've been on a mission to see how many games I may or may not have missed out on by collecting PSP games and trying them out to see if they're good and worth playing. Let's check out if these games are worth your time or if they suck. Prinny, Can I Really Be the Hero, and Prinny 2, Dawn of Operation Panties Dude are spin-off titles of the Disgaea series, developed by Nippon Ichi Software, I don't know how to say that. But instead of RPGs, both these games are peaceful farming simulators. I'm kidding, they're hellishly difficult side-scrolling nightmares. The first game was released for the PlayStation Portable in 2008 and 2009 in multiple regions, followed by the second game in 2010 and 2011. Both the first and the second games got ported over to the Nintendo Switch, which is very convenient since you get both games in one cartridge. Unless you buy them digitally, they come separate for some reason. That's why buying physical is better in my opinion.
Who in the steaming hell ate my dessert?
The first game starts out introducing you to the Netherworld, which is a land wandered by creatures of darkness. After night falls, these demons gain power and plunge the land into chaos and bloodshed. Among them are the Prinnies, the lowest on the totem pole of demons. They have no flesh under their skin, just the souls of lifeless criminals. And when anything touches them, they explode. The Prinnies have been cursed to do manual labor endlessly until all of their sins are paid off. One of the master demon lords of the Netherworld, named Etna, wants something called an ultra dessert and is forcing all the Prinnies to fetch it for her. Even though there are desserts everywhere in the Netherworld, why doesn't she just have them bring those to her? She doesn't seem to care about those. It has to be the ultra dessert.
Look at all these desserts. I just don't know why Etna needed an ultra dessert. This whole world is like, look at this whole place is like made out of desserts, I'm pretty sure.
So she gives you a red scarf and enchants it so that you can take 3 hits without exploding. In the second game, someone steals Etna's panties and it's your job to make sure she's happy, of course, and get them back. From my very limited knowledge of the Disgaea games, Prinnies are just basically like worthless beings, so I like that they made them the main character, which explains why the gameplay is so difficult. Basically everything is against them, they're the weakest, so everything is stronger than you. You are going out and fighting these huge bosses and enemies in the levels, and that's probably not typical for Prinnies. The Japanese translation for the title of the first game is Prinny, Can I Actually Be the Main Character Dude? Which I actually like better.
Why is there only this one scarf, dude?
Right off the bat, you'll be spamming the square button in this game like crazy. It's the attack button. Your Prinny will hurl knives at your enemies. It's pretty awesome. In the second game, they added a feature where every time you land a hit on an enemy, you'll charge up a meter at the bottom of the screen, and once it's full, it gives you higher attack power and adds some cool visuals to the knives and changes the sounds of your attacks.
Great, dude!
Your swords will also turn red, and a lightning bolt will strike your Prinny, so it looks like you are literally charged with electricity, which is awesome. Jumping is a complete pain in the in this game, by the way. You have been warned. You know how in every side-scroller in existence, you can change direction going back and forth on the fly? Not in this game. Once you jump, there is no turning back, except with your double jump. You can change direction on the second jump, which helps, but it's still difficult as there are different difficulty settings in both games, which is nice. Those being Hell's Finest as the hardest mode, a mode where if you are hit once, you die. And then there's Baby Mode, which the game trolls you about.
Baby mode, they say. Sure. Yeah, baby mode, alright. Yeah, I've died so many times. This game is harder than The Lion King on the Super Nintendo. What is going on? This game is harder than Ghosts and Goblins.
Baby Mode adds platforming blocks to make it easier to platform, and you get additional HP, which they changed to diapers instead of scarves, which is pretty funny. There are letters in the game that appear in the hub world, I believe, that you can collect after each level. So collecting all the letters unlocks Asagi Mode, a mode where you play as Asagi, which is a character in the Disgaea games. Again, I'm unfamiliar, I haven't played those games, but it is Asagi in Prinny form, and you get extra weapons apparently apparently, which is awesome. That was actually one of my big complaints in this game, the lack of attack options you have. You have like one move.
Yeah, dude!
But in Asagi mode, you get a ton of different weapons at your disposal. There's 2 ways to unlock Asagi mode. The first way is to collect those 10 letters that you find in the hub area that I mentioned. The second way is much easier. You just have to press a button combination at the title screen and you will start playing it right away. If you want to go the completionist route and collect all the dolls in the levels, which are like these 3 little like dolls that literally pop up out of the ground, and you have to know where they are. They're all hidden, so you just butt slam random parts of the levels and they pop up out of the ground. So once you do all of those, you actually unlock an optional battle to fight the Demon Lord Etna herself. There are also these little orbs hidden throughout the levels. They're not too hidden, they're usually pretty like in plain sight usually, but they can be really hard to collect because of all the chaos is going around. But once you collect them and you bring them back to the hub world after a level, they will introduce new characters at the hub that offer things like saving the game and tutorials and downloading the DLC and a few other things that are pretty cool.
Give it your pretty best, dude!
So both these games have DLC, which is pretty crazy to me, and considering you cannot download them from your PSP since the store is closed, I recommend getting it on the Switch if you plan on playing those extra levels and few extra boss fights that the DLC has to offer. From my understanding, you do have to still kind of unlock them in a way. You have to progress through the game enough to get to this character that offers them for download. So I'm not sure if that's how it works in the Switch version, but I'm assuming that's how it works. I don't think it just comes with them ready to go and you can just select them, but let me know if that's correct or not. To my knowledge, you have to still progress a little bit and download them later.
I don't know why she works us so hard. It's not fair, dude.
I guess that's what we get for being so awful in our past lives.
But if you like Dark Souls, you'll probably like this game because the amount of times you die is absurd. It gives you 1,000 lives for a reason. You'll need a ton of them to get through the levels and bosses. If you lose all of your lives, you can start a new game plus, which is also like ahead of its time, I feel like. You'll be awarded a new move to help you called Prinny Raid. It's apparently an airstrike that uses Prinnies instead of bombs. I don't find myself wanting to play through these games again anytime soon. I played a lot of what I called palate cleanser games to satisfy my ADHD when it got just too hard, which was pretty frequently. I would get stumped. I think on the flip side, I can imagine some people could be naturally good at this game and will probably not have the same frustrating experience as I did. It seems clear to me that it was designed that way. It was definitely designed to be really hard because you're playing as Prinnies, which are lowest on the totem pole, so I definitely get it. It's supposed to be that way. As mentioned, I have never played a Disgaea game in my life, and it's making me wonder if those games have that same high difficulty. I think the main incentive for replaying this game is to keep playing the levels and going through and collecting the letters in order to unlock the Asagi mode and collecting various other items that I mentioned, like the orbs and the dolls and stuff like that. That's why I really feel like completionists that really enjoy like hard games will probably love this game. If you love a grind, if you love just trying over and over to get little collectibles, which at first I didn't seem like to me they didn't really do anything, these collectibles, but after learning about what they do, they're actually pretty cool, like what they can do, what they can unlock. So I think a lot of people would enjoy going back through and really trying to collect every little orb and all the little dolls and stuff like that and just perfecting it. So, but me personally, I kind of think that's overkill. This game is hard as nails, so I wasn't trying to do that.
Fine, then bring me the ultra dessert by tomorrow!
So 10 out of 10 on the graphics. This game balances the scale between really cute and horrifyingly demonic just really well.
She's not a Christian! She's tampering in dark-sided stuff! Yeah.
A lot of effort went into the artwork. All of the bosses are very well done. All the characters at the hub area and the enemies all have very good and unique designs. One of the first things I notice is how the screen turns when you attack, allowing you to sort of see the area and kind of scope out what's ahead of you, which is really cool. I've never seen that in a farming simulator. Sorry, a side scroller from hell. And I was very impressed with that feature. It was very cool. I hope when people play it on the Switch, they understand these games are from like 2009 to 2011, and they were originally on the PSP. They are pretty old. I guess I just say this because I've heard people trash the graphics, and I think they're really good. They went all out on the music in this game as well. It's really good. There's a sick guitar solo at the final boss on the second game. The level with the saxophone lives in my head rent-free. For me, if I had to put a number on the music, it's probably an 8 out of 10. So really good, really well done. Tenpei Sato, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, composed the music, who also provided works for the Disgaea games and the Phantom Brave series. Also a ton of weeb shit and some Alien vs. Predator movies apparently. And of course, most notably, Bible Master 2, The Chaos of Alia, baby. That's how I knew that the musical composer was most definitely Tenpei Sato, boy. I think both these games are really great. I had fun playing through them, and I think they are completely worth your time. According to How Long to Beat, the total amount of time to beat both these games on average is 19 hours, so they are relatively short. I personally didn't feel like they wore out their welcome. It may seem like I hate these games, but I really don't. I feel extremely accomplished for beating them, and as mentioned, I just don't plan on going back to them soon because of the difficulty. They're so hard, especially the last boss on each game is just, it takes you at least, I mean, hundreds of lives to get it right. If you made it this far, feel free to share the video and make sure to let me know if you agree with my opinions about these games. I really love seeing the feedback. A lot of you have very interesting and nuanced opinions, and I really love to read them. You guys are awesome, by the way. Thank you for all the new subscribers I've gotten lately. I mean, I don't post reviews or post in general very often, and I really feel like blessed that I still get comments all the time and just interaction on the channel. So it's really cool, really makes me want to keep going. So thank you so much. I thought I would do a comment shout out for this video. So this video's comment shout out goes to Mirion, hopefully I'm saying that right, who said, "Disgaea is good. Enter the rabbit hole." Also, just to let you guys know sort of the direction of the channel and what I plan on doing with it, I have a couple goals. I want to reach 5,000 subscribers, and I also want to, I'm building my PSP game collection, so physical game collection. I'm trying to build it up to 200 games, and currently I have 108 games right now. So if you're interested in that, definitely subscribe. I document that whole process of hunting games, so I do hunting videos as well, and reviews and shorts and all that good stuff. So make sure to subscribe, share it, like this video if you enjoyed the review, and I'll see you guys in the next one.